There's a quiet moment most people have, usually late at night. You're scrolling through something pointless, a job listing, maybe a travel video, maybe someone talking about financial freedom. And for a split second you imagine it. No boss, no alarm clock, no asking permission for time off, just control. Control over your time, your energy, your life. Sounds brilliant, right? But here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Freedom doesn't just cost money. It costs decisions most people refuse to make. And that's where things start to get a bit messy. Because a lot of people believe they're working toward freedom. They earn more, upgrade their lifestyle, move into nicer apartments, lease better cars, take slightly fancier holidays. Everything looks like progress. But strangely, the more their income grows, the further away freedom actually gets. Not closer. Further, which raises a question that most people never stop to ask. What if the life you're building right now is the exact life that will make financial freedom impossible? And the tricky part? It usually starts with something that feels completely reasonable. Idea 1, the comfortable trap. Let's start with a simple situation. You get your first proper job. Nothing extravagant. Maybe 50K, 60K, somewhere in that range. You're doing all right. Bills are covered. You're not rich, but you're not stressed either. Then a few years pass. Promotion. New role. Maybe a move to a bigger company. Now you're earning more. Friends congratulate you. Family's proud. Your LinkedIn looks sharp. Naturally, life upgrades a bit. A better flat. A newer car. Slightly nicer restaurants. Nothing crazy. Just normal adult stuff. But here's the odd part. Despite earning more than ever, you still feel like you're working just as hard to stay afloat. Ever notice that? More income. Same pressure. That's not an accident. It's what economists call lifestyle inflation. But honestly, the phrase sounds way too harmless. Because what's actually happening is far more serious. Your lifestyle quietly becomes dependent on your current income. Meaning your life now requires your job, your schedule, your boss, every single month. Pause for a second. If your current lifestyle requires your job to survive, then you don't really have financial freedom. You have financial dependency, and most people don't notice it happening. Because the upgrades feel earned. Fair enough, right? You worked hard. Why shouldn't life get better? Well, it absolutely should. But there's a trade-off most people ignore. Every lifestyle upgrade comes with an invisible cost. It raises the price of your freedom, and that price can quietly climb for decades. Idea 2, the freedom number. No one calculates. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine you want complete financial independence, meaning your investments generate enough income to cover your lifestyle. Simple idea, but here's the catch. Your lifestyle determines the size of the financial mountain you need to climb. Let's say someone spends $40,000 per year. Roughly speaking, they might need around $1 million invested to sustain that lifestyle long term. Now imagine someone spending $100,000 per year. Their freedom number might jump to $2.5 million or more. Same concept, very different mountain. And most people accidentally choose the larger mountain without realizing it. Because each time income increases, expenses quietly follow. Bigger rent, higher car payments, more subscriptions, more little upgrades. Nothing feels extreme. But over time, those upgrades stack until the lifestyle you've built requires millions to sustain. Now here's the uncomfortable question. If your lifestyle requires $100K per year and your investments produce nothing yet, how long do you need to work? 10 years? 20 years? Maybe 35? This is the moment where a lot of people have a quiet realization. Freedom isn't about earning more. It's about needing less from your income over time. But culturally, we're taught the opposite. Earn more, spend more, upgrade constantly. And that works brilliantly if your goal is to stay employed forever. But if your goal is control over your time, then something has to change. And this is where the next problem appears. Idea 3, the identity problem. Money decisions aren't really about math, they're about identity. Think about it. A new car isn't just transportation, it's status. A luxury apartment isn't just housing, it's proof you're doing well. A fancy holiday isn't just relaxation, it's a signal. And signals are powerful, because humans are social creatures. We compare, we measure. We want to feel like we're progressing. But here's where the trap tightens. Many of the signals we chase are the exact things that delay financial independence. Not intentionally, just structurally. Imagine two people earning the same salary. Person A upgrades lifestyle every few years. Person B quietly invests the difference. From the outside, Person A looks more successful. Better car, better place, more visible lifestyle. Person B looks normal. maybe even a bit conservative, but give it 15 years. The roles often reverse, because wealth compounds quietly and lifestyle expenses compound loudly. Now here's the part where some viewers get uncomfortable. If you're constantly upgrading lifestyle to look successful, you may be trading away the actual freedom success was supposed to buy. That's a harsh realization, but it's also where things start to change. Because once you see it, you can't really unsee it. Idea 4, the real price of freedom. Let's get honest about something. Financial freedom sounds glamorous, but the path toward it can feel oddly boring. It usually involves things like driving the same car longer, keeping housing costs reasonable, investing consistently, ignoring certain status games. Not exactly Instagram material, and that's why many people quietly abandon the idea. Because the world constantly whispers, upgrade now, enjoy life. You deserve it. And look, enjoying life matters. No one's suggesting living like a monk, but freedom requires something most people never calculate. Delayed upgrades. Not forever, just long enough for investments to grow. Because once investments start working for you, everything changes. Your job becomes optional. Your time becomes flexible. Your stress levels drop. But here's the paradox. The early years require patience, and patience is incredibly rare in a culture obsessed with immediate upgrades. So most people choose comfort today, over control tomorrow, not consciously, just gradually. And one day they wake up at 45 or 50 and realize something strange. They earned good money, but they never built real freedom. And that's the silent cost. Here's the good news. Financial independence isn't reserved for billionaires, or hedge fund managers, or people born into wealth. It's mostly the result of consistent decisions over long periods of time. Nothing flashy, nothing viral, just steady alignment between income, lifestyle, and investments. The key shift is simple. Instead of asking, how can I afford more lifestyle? Start asking, how can I buy more freedom? Those are two very different questions. One leads to bigger expenses. The other leads to ownership. Ownership of assets. Ownership of time. Ownership of choices. And the beautiful part? You don't need perfection. You just need direction. A slightly lower lifestyle than your income could support. Regular investing. Patience while compounding does its thing. Over time, something subtle happens. Your investments grow. Your options expand. Your dependence on a paycheck slowly shrinks. Until one day, you realize you're not working because you have to anymore. You're working because you choose to. That's the moment people are really chasing when they talk about freedom. Not luxury, not status, control. And the sooner you start thinking about money through that lens, the sooner everything begins to shift. If this idea made you rethink how income and lifestyle interact, there's another financial blind spot most people never notice. It's the reason some high earners still feel financially stuck. And it explains why income alone rarely creates wealth. You'll see it in the video on your screen right now. The silent gap between income and wealth. Once you understand that gap, you start seeing money very differently. And honestly, that's where real financial control begins.